There's no difference between agency in Anagbero in Lagos.
Somebody can just wake up tomorrow and say they want to become an agent, and is becoming an agent. You just go and meet like 2 or 3 landlords and tell him that, okay, you can make this house like this. Okay, that was a house I got at the Anopaja there. The agency fee that I'm paying is even more than the house rent.
They picture everybody to have that money because there are a lot of people that does illegal works and they feel like when they call this house for you for 500,000, they feel like, okay, people should be able to pay it. Look at the less privileged. Even when you call the house for them for 500, what about the agency fee? Can they afford it?
Like yesterday, I went out just to ask one agent about fees. He was telling me that if I want to get a room, I should be getting like around 700 total package. Within K2, not Island. Within K2 Kosi. I was like, wow.
They are talking agreement and commission. Who is collecting this thing? Who and who are we to be paid to? There are some people, they don't even have anything to do. They'll just go create an office and say they are agency. Agency for who? When the landlord is there. I think you understand me. So who and who is collecting this money? And you have to pay. These are the systems that we met in Lagos. I think things have to be changed in that area. We met it and we have been paying for it. So for me, if someone wanted to rent a house, maybe, I'm just suggesting, maybe the landlord should just register a house to the government, or maybe we pay directly to something instead of all those corner agencies.
I think the problem we have are even the landlords themselves. Why would somebody just come from a blue and come and tell you that I am an agent and they will hand over the house to him? And so there should be a structure, there should be a law that guides anyone that wants to go into agency itself. Because the whole thing is telling on us. In fact, now, if you want to get a house in some of this big area, you know how many millions upon millions it's going to be. And it's not supposed to be. So the problem is the landlord. The landlord should have a way of making things right. Maybe the government should just even come with a structure that will help solve this the solution, I think.
The truth of it all is that agency fee is just a man-made impose. I don't think it was even there initially. Actually, I know definitely, that's why I'm talking about this discrimination in terms of, selfish interest. Now, initially, if you talk about having a house, somebody can help you to get an apartment. There's one I saw in certain places, this and that. Now, it is from you can equally do what? Appreciate somebody. But right now, it is now coming, I don't know whether it's even a law these days that now it has come to a point whereby there's a percentage for what? Agency. Now, what it means is that even the person that is even acquiring the asset or thereabout is even paying more than. In fact, it has gone out from becoming a helping something than now as a profession. It's now a profession. People are now going into agency as now a profession. You can imagine. So to tell you that even these are the things we need to understand. Now, what you are doing, is it right? Most people, the conscious aspect of it, we have lost it. So we are not even in line with all those things. So talking about agency, yes, I'm not trying to say that at least somebody that helped you to find a house or apartment thereabout should not be appreciated, but not to the one that you are now making it a point that is now will I call it a fixed something that 10% of it, I had when we were talking about 10% of it. Wait, what do you mean by that? Do you know that before even your attention is not even needed? Somebody can just tell you, there's this place I found that they are having a house. I think you can get an apartment there. I think I saw a vacancy there. Nothing like agency initially. All these things are imposed. Human being came up with it. It's not like, it's not something that we are now seeing it as a normal. These things are not there.
I think that especially that commission aspect, because these agents have really showed us shaggy, permit me to use that word. They've really done a lot of harm, a lot more harm than good, because most times they charge these fees, and of course, what they do is that they even take you to places where they know that, okay, you are not, they ask you, okay, what are your options? What's your budget? You tell them your budget, and of course, you tell them, okay, oh, you want this, you want that, these are the standards, these are the things you want. But they don't take you to those places you want. They take you to places, they know those places and they still not take you. So, and I think it's supposed to be 10%, but they take way more than 10%. I had a friend recently that had an experience. The annual rentage was about 250 or so, 300. Now she had to pay close to 700 total package or close to 800 total package for just a room self-owned. That's my thought. I think that agency fee should really, I won't say it should be scrapped because it's a place where some people earn their daily living. So, but it should really be looked at. Like there are so many discrepancies, so many irregularities, so many illegal activities going on in there. You understand that they should really be looked at, because how can you be paying close to, it's supposed to be 10% of the rentage, and it's excessive. It's just too much. You have to pay close to 800,000 for just a room cell phone in a place around Mushi, and you be like, no, that's excessive. So I think that should really be looked at. When I mean looked at is it should be reduced. It should be bearable. It should not be something that someone will not be able to afford. Well, I think if you can make it like around 6, 7, 6, not too, like I think for the real estate guys it's 5%. If it can be lesser, if it can be even 5% also, because if I'm getting a land and I'm renting an apartment, I think getting a land should have more percentage than I'm renting an apartment. Because obviously, if I could get the land, I would have bought one and pay. Why would I pay lesser for getting a land and pay higher for renting an apartment? So I think if we can also look at, I think our governors and presidents, and they go to other states, right, and they see these laws that are put in place regarding accommodation, agency fees, and all these things, and they travel abroad. If they can bring some of those cultures, yes, I know that the standard is the westernization is the standard. Like we're looking at other countries, how they do things there. If they can bring those systems, yeah, I think there are some estates are doing that, like building apartments and leasing it out, for a certain period of time at affordable prices, not the one we have now. So that can also be an addition or a plus to that. But of course, it should be reduced. 5%, 10% is excessive, and even the 10% is being illegally bastardized because a lot of people pay more than 10%.